Hello, guys, and welcome to day 3 of the Visibility Lightning Bolt video series. Um, and it's still really cold in Illinois, in Chicago land, but I decided to not be all in my baggy, puffy sweatshirt today, and oh, a little announcement is that I told my boyfriend I was going to start making this video probably about 15 minutes ago, and I've just been kind of futzing around. And he may start to play drums. He's got his music studio um, in the basement of the house, and so I don't know if the sound is going to translate up here. It's really loud. I like it because I love drums. Um, so if you start hearing rock and roll drums in the background, that's why. And it's kind of appropriate in a way because the theme of today's video is all about voice, and so I think music is an appropriate addition or you know partner to that. And I'm going to take my time with this one a little bit. Also, I'm going to grab my coffee. Excuse me. Oh, I put it on the floor. Not sure why, but hmm. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep procrastinating. I'm just kidding. um, so voice. Why voice? Why is voice important? Well, to find your true voice could take some doing, and it's directly related to visibility because it is all about how you put yourself out into the world, and and you're more likely to draw more of your ideal clients to you when you're putting yourself out into the world as the true you. Oh, that's kind of a poem. I didn't even mean to do that. You draw more of your ideal clients to you as you put yourself out into the world as the true you. Um, More of a hip hop rap thing, but don't get me started. Okay, but so it sounds kind of simple, but I will share that I personally have been working on uncovering my own true voice and what that means for years and years and years. However, you, if you're working on it or starting to work on it or have never even thought about it before and would like to start working on it, it doesn't have to take that long for you. And in fact, it won't because even just the energy and the vibration of the planet and the energy around the planet and humans is moving a lot faster now. I started years ago when things were really dense and dark, and um, it took me like a long time to. I mean, my first experience with learning how to do energy healing was way back. I took a class from 1995 through 1996, kind of end of the year, beginning of the year, and so started to be able to work with energy, and then I started to be able to discern, like, well, is this my energy or is this, someone else's stuff that I've been hanging on to? I would say more often than not, it was someone else's stuff, baggage, emotional stuff, pain, um, just stuff. We might as well just call it stuff because it doesn't even matter anymore. Like once you release it or you send it back where it came from or you turn it into neutral energy in the universe, whatever it was, the point is that you're getting closer and closer to you, the essence that is actually truly your essence, and kind of releasing your soul to be able to be who you are and do what you came here to do. So, and your voice is sort of all of that energy of the true you, the essence that is you. Um, And then there's other, you know, pieces of it, which physically, obviously, your voice is the sound that comes out of your mouth from your vocal cords, you know, the and as I'm even talking and I can feel my vocal cords moving, it's causing a vibration. So it's like music. It's your addition to it's your song. It's your part of the melody and the harmony, you know, of of the oneness that, you know, is here on earth between us all. We're all putting some part of ourselves into this huge, beautiful musical creation that is always happening. And I was even talking to my dad about this on Thanksgiving. I think he said that he learned that everything makes a sound because everything's energy and everything's always vibrating, so it always makes a sound. But most of it is at frequencies that we can't hear with our own human ear and discernment. And that, I'm getting some goosebumps on that. That makes a lot of sense to me. My dad's pretty cool. He's a musician, kind of a retired musician, as he doesn't do it professionally anymore. Um, but yeah, so it's really like, as far as finding your own voice, from the physical sounds you make to the emotions that you feel that come up through your voice to you know, the message that wants to come through you, the message that is uniquely yours to give, to put out on the planet. It's almost like each of us is a different instrument in like a humongous symphony. And you know, and what I've been feeling for a long time is that as soulful entrepreneurs, deeply spiritual entrepreneurs who are, you know, heart-centered and soul-centered, it's like a part of our own unique and divine purpose, each individually to find, to discover and uncover and unearth our own, each of our own true voices, so that we can be the purest um, channel and for the message, for our, the message or imprint that is ours, that uniquely will come through us. And in this way, we are putting our energies into creating this connectedness and oneness, that's now coming into being. It's like we're all sort of like carpenter ants or something. and that makes me think of, actually, carpenter ants. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but when a peony, the flower peony, before it blooms and blossoms, one or two carpenter ants will go up onto the bud, which is giant because peonies are huge blossoms. So this giant peony bud, and these carpenter ants are up there and they're working to open it. And like that's what I feel like each of us is doing. Like the our planet and our consciousness and our existence here is like a peony bud, and or several peony buds, and we're each a couple of carpenter ants, you know, slowly, you know, with our little pinchers, kind of unraveling and helping to open everything and help it blossom, because that's the energy we're coming into. So that's one reason to find and use your own unique voice. And another is just simply because it feels good. It sucks to not be using our own voices. It sucks to you know, to for several years have been hiding under energies and masks and things that aren't ours, things that we adopted from people close to us, things that we took on from people close to us because we didn't want them to bear the pain, things that we subconsciously, you know, habits or nuances or pieces of other people that we adopted, um, possibly just because we didn't know we could do it our own way. You know, we were never taught that we could just be who we are, And when you, after however several, oops, sorry, my video kind of stopped there for a second. Um, um, After however long of feeling how that feels, which is pretty stifling and you know, heavy, um, once you start peeling things off and releasing energies that aren't yours and letting go of thoughts that didn't originally, come from your own brand of genius, because yes, you are a genius. You are a genius. Um, when you let those go and you start to let sort of like your, it's almost okay. Now I'm getting a different vision, and we're the carpenter ants, but each of us is the peony blossom. So it's like we're opening. There we go. Ta-da! All right, we're each opening our own tightly closed bud and allowing ourselves to blossom. But some of us don't know that we can do that. It's just about giving yourself permission to blossom and letting go of what's not yours. But not everyone is taught this, and it's been an extremely important piece of my own, kind of expansive um, opening um, to kind of higher vibrations and higher levels of consciousness, and it's been a huge thing for me and a huge part of what, as much as I possibly can, what I've always taught my students and clients, and it's just like, oh my God, you're all so beautiful. I'm not gonna cry. No, if I do, it's okay. Um, I probably will. That's why I had such a hard time starting to talk on the video, because this this particular topic makes me very verklempt. Yeah. Boy, is this why I'm here to teach y'all this? um, and probably if you're watching this, you probably know it. I'm sure for sure you know it at some level, and but sometimes it takes us 3,000 times to hear something before we go, oh, or before we're, really ready to just like jump in and start to do the treasure digging and the unearthing of the beautiful gem that you are, or the opening of our own beautiful peony blossom. Peonies have such a strong, amazing smell too. Scent, um, or smell, whatever, odor. No, that sounds bad. Scent is the most beautiful way, I think, to put it. But excuse me. So okay, just a real quick example. Because I always like to share like how whatever is coming through on a video, um, like an example from my own life that I can share, that where I have been working on this particular thing, or am now in the process of doing so. So for me, the very, 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 very core basic purpose of my soul in this body, in this lifetime, is to sing. And what I realized when I did my inner work on that, and that's what came through. That's what my soul said. And I realized that it means, yes, it means to sing, but also to sing with like every fiber of my being, to be everything that I am and everything that I do, or to allow everything that I am and everything that I do to be music. And like I was saying at the beginning of the video, but we do. Our vibration is all a part of and a piece of a beautiful musical number, and if we're if we're out of tune, it's gonna sound kind of weird, and so one of the things that I would say, like, my biggest stuck spot in my life ever is has been doing my own music. There was this time when I was in grad school, where I suddenly like picked up a guitar, and I knew a couple chords, but I just sort of started playing what sounded good to me and had no idea what it was, but I started writing songs and I wrote a million songs. And, you know, granted, people who are like professional musicians would hear it and say, oh, well, I like the three chords that you always play over and over again in different progressions in every single song, you know. And it's like, well, yeah, that's true. That's what I did because I didn't know a lot of chords. But at least I was sitting there, with a guitar playing music and singing, and the melodies would come through, and I mean, they were beautiful. And I even played with I had a band, and we played every Sunday at an open mic, 3 or 4 songs every Sunday, and we did some covers, we did some originals. This other girl in the band wrote some songs too that were amazing, and our voices sounded so beautiful harmonizing together, and it was just a really awesome experience. And ever since then, and then after a couple of years, I moved back home, and life has taken its course, and I've never been able to duplicate that and find people that like I could consistently play music with. It's been like this like stuck thing in me. And I even kind of like in the past few years, like, well, I really was never meant to play guitar, and what I just realized just in today, um, is like, well, why the heck not? Why shouldn't I play guitar? I think like part of me was building up this false story in my mind, like, well, guitar was, that's what my dad played. So I think I was just trying to play that. That's because it's the only instrument that was ever around, so it's the one I was familiar with, and that's what my boyfriend plays. Well, actually, he plays all the instruments. Well, actually, so does my dad. But it was like I was like trying to make excuses for you know, why I was playing guitar in the first place, number one, and also why I'm not supposed to play guitar. So I'm like, what the heck? Like, these are the kind of funny things that our minds start to do, to come up with like reasons to stay stuck, you know, or we think we're not stuck, you know, reasons to move on or whatever it is. And it's like, but I've determined, I mean, I've pretty much, except for photography, I've done pretty much all the arts, or at least that I can think of, visual arts, singing, acting, pantomime, dance, trying to think of what else. But I think that covers, pretty much it. But and there's also, well, maybe they're not true reasons, but right now they feel like true reasons why I don't really feel inclined to continue to do the other art forms. But singing has always been the one that truly felt close to my soul, which makes sense because I found out that that's my sole purpose. um, and yet, you know, so I sing karaoke, which is just a fun thing. Even that feels scary sometimes. It's also been easy for me to, and this is really interesting, to do, because I'm a shaman, so I've done a lot of channeled shamanic sound healing, where it's like my voice is being used by the healing energy that wants to come through. And I've even done it live, like me and a couple other shamans have done this like for audiences, like healing sound and movement channeled shamanically. And that feels easier to me than me sitting down and writing my own songs. And I figured out it's because it's it's other energies coming through me. Um, but then it's like a realization on top of a realization on top of a realization, like this huge cake that I'm building. Then I realized that, well, wait a second. Again, that's just me making excuses as to why it's easier for me to do my healing music. Oh, well, that's not my energy. Well, I'm just a channel. Well, this. What I realized was like, okay, but, and everything's connected. So if I'm opening my mouth and my voice is coming out, that is me singing. I was convinced that, you know, that, oh, it's much easier to do that because it's not really me. Well, who, it might be other energies coming through my voice. Um, but if we're all connected, isn't that what music is anyway? Like any musician sitting there, you know, um, writing, whether it's symphonies or folk songs or, jazz or whatever it is, it's all inspired. It's like we're all part of the divine consciousness. So, so I'm just kind of like ripping every old belief system I've ever had, just ripping it out at the roots, wiping it all away, and just like really, 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 really just trying to see what is truly under all of that, those crazy vines and you know jungle tropical forest plants that have been growing around all of my beliefs around not only music but what is my true essence, what is my true voice. um, the more I do it, um, the better I feel, and the more, well, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So, um, yeah, it's funny. I had this kind of idea in my head of what I was gonna say, and it really came out differently than than I planned. But that's okay because hey, that's my voice. And so I think so for the next day, um, really start to just you don't have to do any hard work or anything, but just sort of start to feel into what is in your soul that really wants to come out. Is there some information or a message that really wants to come through you? Because that's kind of like the seed of your true voice. And then also even just like when you talk, or if you're not shy about singing, sing, or if you're by yourself in the car or the shower, and sing or talk out loud and just notice how it feels. Like notice what the vibration feels like and see if anything feels hard or difficult. Oh, there's my hair doing the flip again. We had a sort of a cool 70s thing going on, but um and notice especially the vibration of it. And if your body feels relaxed when the sound of your own voice is coming out, um, even if you start to feel just even if you sit there and I don't know, say the words to the Star Spangled Banner or something, but as you're feeling the feeling of your own voice, see if you start to feel any emotions attached to it, or any energies or anything, even thoughts that pop up in your head like telling you not to talk or not to sing, or whatever it is, if there feels like there's any resistance. Um, because that's the other thing. There could be a voice in your head that's not your voice, but maybe like, you know, a family member or a teacher or someone from your past or even a past life, basically saying, shut up. And I mean, I don't want to be harsh, but these are the things that we need to be able to be conscious of in order to let go of them. And so, in what way have you been hushed up, or have you felt like you were supposed to hush yourself up? Because now's the time to get through all that grit and muck and clear it away. And then, and also another thing. This is the longest video. um, th- this is just coming into after you do work like this. What I'm getting is to then do a visualization of yourself standing under either a very wide shower head or even like under a gentle waterfall, and have it just like flush down over your whole aura and energy field, and just to really flush away any residue of of any stuff you've been holding on to that's not yours. And just do that. I'm doing it now. Whew! I was seriously having like digestive issues thinking about making this video because of what a deep, deep, you know, part of my life that the whole true voice, thing is. So, whew. All right. I would love to hear how this goes for you. And I know 20 minutes uh, of me talking to you is just a tiny part of the journey, but I hope that it's a powerful part. And I really would love to know how this has supported you. Okay. Woo! Day 3 video over. See ya!